Алло, здорово, Толян. Так, шо, гоу. Day one.
The water's cold.
It's a fjord. You're not going swimming.
Boo. You're such a wet blanket, teddy bear.
You know I don't like it when you call me...
Edward Charles Hardin, Esquire.
Will you promise to behave on land?
Don't I always?
Lissy, promise.
Oh, piffle and phonus balonus, Teddy. You ought to know better than to ask. Yes, I'll behave. I'll be a proper young lady. I shan't run or climb things or laugh too loud or call anyone old bean. Aside from you. So, do you think we'll find your Betty in, what did you call this village? Gravewick? Gravewick? Gravewick?
Betty, Edward knows in his heart that his sister is here. Though it's been months since he last
Perhaps
heard
Betty
from
found herself a
Elizabeth.
burly Viking warrior and went
Gravik, children
Put horns on her hat.
Gravik. Edward
Drinks mead
wanders
out of
yet
chalice.
again with
Eats goat meat
drew
off bone,
Elizabeth
that sort
to
of thing.
this remote place, so very far from New York.
Teddy, how do you know?
Grow. Yes, I do.
Why here? What's so special about Greywood?
She never said. But knowing my sister, something drew her here.
But how can you know?
I just do. In her letter, she wrote about...
That's months ago. She could have gone anywhere.
Without writing or telegraphing her editor in New York, she wouldn't do that. Betty's...
The cat's pajamas, the bee's knees, Little Miss Perfect.
Alice, you're talking about my sister.
Fine. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Sidarb. We all love her dearly. And Teddy Bear, Edward, we will find her. Betty's fine. Why, we'll see her as soon as we get to shore. She'll shower you with kisses and berate you for coming all this way from Hanover, Massachusetts to the middle of absolutely nowhere Scandinavia way just to chase her
Norway.
down. Everything will be Jake, old fruit. Is that it? Is that Groovewoke? It looks so peaceful and beautiful and so desolate, like a place built for ghosts.
Finally. I don't think I could do this for much longer.
Can't you row any faster? I'm getting frightfully bored.
How about you take over, Alice?
You slay me, Teddy, old bean.
Да, что
What's that
We're
распиздыкивает.
still distant. The boat will be in safe harbor by the time the weather arrives.
So you say. But I say put your back into it, because we're sitting
Блин,
ducks
фьорды
out
прям
here.
такие большие, да?
Quack, quack.
О май, Даллас, hello.
It's so quiet.
Какой чел.
Where is
Спасибо
everyone?
за подписку.
Probably working. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but that's something normal people do.
Hardy har har.
The Fretland farm is up the hill somewhere.
Up where? Where's the farm?
Press to interact with the world, left button, point.
I believe it's that farmhouse, all the way at the top.
Hot dog! Let's ankle!
Hold on. Let me read the letter from Mrs. Fretland first.
I'll meet
and-
you up there, old sport. I want to explore. Last one's a skunk's tail. Ready?
Keep her close, keep her go.
Steady.
Keep her close.
Wait. The ground's muddy. It's easy to slip and fall. Walk slowly and...
Интересно,
watch out.
ХД хоть только
Wet
начался.
blanket. A little mud never hurt anyone.
Fine. Just stay close.
As long as you keep up
О,
with me.
Леха, здорово. Ты там живой, тут что-то пропал куда-то. Что там тебе сказали? Ты сказал, что ты собирался на яхту ехать, блядь, и что там тебе не ответили по твоим легким.
We would like to extend an invitation to visit our home.
Жаль, что на английском. Я тут сам нихуя не понимаю, Лех.
No news to share.
Да хуя букв.
On top of the hill. Hope I got that right. Look forward to seeing you here in October. Yours faithfully, Anna Fretland. Well,
Fretland.
I'm here. Where are you?
Чем мы, я так понимаю, ищем
Did
его
you make it to Grovy's
сестру.
Betty? And why did you pick this forlorn hole under the mountains?
Forlorn.
Also sprach Zarathustra.
Что там на немецком? Forlorn заброшен.
On my way. Righto. Step to it, teddy bear.
На яхте нормально катанули. Что там, у него большая яхта? Или у него кать, ну типа как лодки такой катер? Или прям, блять, яхта? Рест. Типа я запыхался. А, я бы чемодан, так тем более надо отдохнуть, да?
Are you coming?
Just taking a break.
Hurry up! Storm's getting closer.
Вот она задрала орать там, блин. Draugen. По-моему, переводится как... Я не один, по-моему. С норвежского какого-то. Тоже можно отдохнуть. Так, тебе когда? Тебе, по-моему, неделю назад дачу должны были сказать. Так не сказали? Яхточка 7 метров. Такая не маленькая, да? Запыхался, да, бедолага. А, маленькая, наверное.
Edward Charles Hart, I'm waiting for you. Teddy, this way.
Я забыл стоять в очереди к врачу, думаю, завтра раньше всех приду. Да, в очереди та еще хуйня. Муть какая-то. Возможно. Как отец, да все, Леха, не стало его сегодня.
Seriously?
You're not the one carrying a suitcase.
А ты еще ты так идешь по тяжести яиц? Да, тут чемодан у него ляг огромный. Блин, у них там огромные фьорды, кстати, да? Получается. Я не думал, что они прям такие высокие. Хотя невозможно смотреть такие высокие на фоне, наверное, воды.
What took you so long?
I'm not 17.
Nor are you 70. Put some spring into your step, old sport.
Did you see the flag? It's at half-mast. Someone died.
So this is it, huh? Nice digs.
Соболезную,
But
спасибо,
seriously,
Лёх.
where is everyone?
Так, вот это, я так понимаю, мне нужно выбрать несколько вариантов, да?
This is starting to creep me out.
Давай инсайт, наверное. Так, the weather getting it worse. Edward thinks it would surprise him in the villagers have sought shelter, like mountains.
What's that Arthur Conan Doyle story?
Fishing.
The one about the empty ship drifting in the open
There was no
sea?
sign of people out of the
That's
fjord,
right.
but he was focused on keeping the oars in the water. Давай инсайт.
Perhaps everyone's indoors. The rain's picking up.
You first, old bean.
Knock, knock.
Hello? Anyone there? Mr. Fretland?
Детектив
Mrs.
Эдвард
Fretland?
Васильевич Омов.
This is Edward Charles Harden, the American. We've exchanged letters.
Maybe they went on holiday and left the door open. Give it a shake and a rattle.
I can't just barge into their home.
It's not a crime if you're invited.
I'm coming in. This is Mr. Harden. Hello? Is anyone home?
This house is as empty as a bird's nest in December. Hey, you want to check out the upstairs?
Так, no, there isn't light coming from upstairs and the house clearly empty. Why? Так. No, it already feels uneasy about intruding.
I'm a guest. Why would I start poking around every corner of the house?
I don't know. Maybe they're playing hide and go seek. Well, I didn't want to go upstairs anyway. It's creepy.
There must be a sitting room on this floor. Hello? Hello?
Oh, so you get to peek upstairs? Unfair. Told you. Empty is an empty nest.
Так, а можно фоф увеличить? А то как-то... Гамма можно... Фоф нельзя, да? Так, resolution. Мы помним, ну, то есть, давай 1 и 2. Да не, все так же. Ладно, хер.
Ah, this is nice. Charmingly rustic. The Boston Beaumont would pay a pretty penny for this setup. I thought foreigners lived differently. This is almost like an American home.
People are people wherever you go.
Thanks, Proust.
It's really coming down.
How about a quick run in the rain?
You can't be serious.
You're already a wet blanket, teddy bear. It's not like you'll get any wetter. Look! Family pictures. They must be the, what did you call them?
Так, Fretlands. He hasn't seen any photograph on the Fretlands yet, but it's clear them. The Fretlanды. Our hosts. Что у нас такое? His familiarity with their hosts comes only from the letters he's exchanged with Mr. Fretland.
The Fretland family.
The Fretlands.
Right. Anna and John?
Johann.
This is honestly not what I'd pictured. They're very presentable. Not at all like turnip farmers.
They're not turnip farmers. That must be Johann Fretland, master of the house.
What makes you think he's the master of anything? It's 1923, Teddy, old boy. Women can vote.
А что-то здесь вообще жестко прям.
I'm guessing their daughter is the master of this house. She's cute as a button. I can't wait to meet her. She's guaranteed to be more fun than you.
Так, Джон, Анна и их дочь.
Old Johann's a bit wooden, isn't he? Like someone put a stick up his,
posing for a
up his rear
photograph.
end. I say, loosen up, Johann. I'm sure you two stiffs will get along famously. Old Johann's a bit wooden, isn't he? Like someone put a stick up his,
posing for a
up his rear
photograph.
end. I say, loosen up, Johann. I'm sure you two stiffs will get along famously.
Loosen up, так.
Betty might be with the Fretlands, wherever they are.
Wouldn't Anna Fretland have written you?
She might have. We left Hanover a month ago.
Они из Ганновера, Хэнновер, правильно же? Подозрительные обои. Что у них подозрительного? Просто цветы. Просто все высохло уже. Засохло точнее. Так, Уэддинг. Сразу две. Вот, Джон и Энна. И Фредди и Маргарет.
Wait, is that... Are they... Who's...
Да-да, ну видишь.
They're all twins.
Да-да-да.
All of them.
That's Johann and Anna Fretland.
There are two of each, Edward. Two of each.
Frederick and Margaret. Twins marrying twins.
My mind's reeling. This is just too adorable.
May 26th, 1899.
Кстати, что будет, если они женятся
We'll be
двух близнецов на
celebrating
двух
their silver anniversary this
близняшек?
year.
У них тоже будут похожи дети.
The flag outside was flying at half-mast.
What does that mean?
Someone died.
О, письмо.
Dear Mrs. Fretland, I trust this letter finds you and your husband in good health. I wrote to inform them about when I'd be arriving. So where are they?
Do they even have calendars? Maybe they don't know what day it is.
Despite appearances, we haven't gone back in time. They have calendars. Home feels very far away.
Are we feeling melancholy again?
I've never been this far from Hanover.
It's about time we got you out of that dreary old house, Teddy Bear.
I asked about Elizabeth.
And they hadn't seen her?
Anna... Mrs. Fretland promised she'd write if she heard anything. There wouldn't be many female reporters from New York and Western Norway.
Why would she come here in the first place?
Betty always has her reasons.
Так, что такое СС? Бергенсфьорд.
The thought of boarding that infernal ocean liner again.
I quite enjoyed it. So much room for exploration and mischief.
So many opportunities for seasickness and claustrophobia.
Don't be a Debbie Downer. I'm sure your tummy will be better behaved on the return voyage. And you'll be craving enclosed spaces after a week in this wide open wilderness.
Так, чё? И все, что он
Where do you
прочитал?
think they've gone?
The Fretlands.
The Fretlands, the Hansons, the Jensens, all of them.
I'm sure they'll be back
Thank you
soon.
for your...
It's like a dead land.
Что?
As though its soul has
Gracious.
departed.
Invitation to stay in your home this October. Даже вниз даже нельзя прочитать. Так, походу ничего интересного.
What are you looking at there?
A book.
Strange place for a book. Unless it was a terrible book that deserved a good burning. What's the title?
The cover's charred. Christmas 1922. To Ruth. From Simon. Why would someone burn this?
Like I said, maybe it was a terrible book. Is Simon one of the Freddylanders?
I don't think so. They only have the one daughter.
Все? Чисто выглядит, что, возможно, какая-то странная книга, кто кому подарил и
Did you
все,
hear
что
something?
нам говорил.
No.
Must be the wind under the door. Or the churning sea. Or the interminable rain. Or flesh-eating ghouls waiting to pounce.
Alice, honestly.
You're the one who reads Poe to me. Don't blame me for having an active imagination.
Так, точно ничего нельзя? Выносить телек? Ну да, походу ничего. Тут, походу, никак в панскрике, что нужно все читать. Тут опа. Так, мы зашли оттуда, да? Так, а если я чутка себя погромче сделаю? Fredlands Brothers Mining Company. Frederick and Johann Fredland.
Well, those boys look proud as peacocks. What does it say there? Groovy?
Gruben. The mine.
Maybe that's where everyone is. Digging for precious jewels in the Stygian abyss.
From what I learned of this place during the brief stay in Ålesund, the iron mine shut down 20 years ago.
Так, пикак, это павлин, короче. Так.
Johann Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johann sold his share to focus on farming.
Well, that must have put a damper on their relationship.
Будет и демпер, короче. Йохан вышел, короче, из бизнеса и поперся в этот. Фермеры. Так, демпер. Демпер, там амортизатор, буфер. Демпер. Так, что у нас было в июле?
Johann Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johann sold his share to focus on farming.
Well, that must have put a damper on their
Это же было.
relationship.
Johann Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johann sold his share to focus on farming.
Well, that must have put a damper on their relationship.
Tragic accident befalls the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
What happened?
The mine collapsed, killing 3 workers, including Arne Fretland, Frederick and Johann's younger brother.
That's awful. How old was he?
19. Operations were suspended after the accident.
Короче, ввалилась шахта. Погибли 3, включая их, по-моему, брата.
Foreign investors out of Frederick Fretland's mining company. Dire financial consequences for Fretland, who must have had a difficult time after his brother Johann Fretland pulled out earlier this year.
Johann was smart to exit when he did.
The timing is curious, like he knew something was about to go awry.
Go awry. Go awry. Наперекосяк. Короче, в мае он выходит, Джохан, из доли. В июле происходит обвал с трупами. В сентябре из майнинговой компании еще выходят и иностранные инвесторы. Короче, Толян, второй пенскрик.
It'll get dark soon.
Where will you sleep? There must be a guest bedroom.
I'm not using their beds without invitation.
We can disguise ourselves as bedwear. They'll never know we're here.
Кстати, почему вот здесь светло, я не понять. Типа с окон светит. Есть предыстория, я так понимаю, он приехал искать свою сеструху. С какой-то телочкой, не знаю. Телочка, с какой-то пиздливой телочкой, блин. Вот, мы, короче, приехали, приспущенный флаг на входе и все, блядь. Фу, блядь, чуть не обосрался, нахуй.
Oof, that's a grim sight, old bean.
А грим, это как у нас гримас, по-моему, да? Исходный грозный мрачный. Она еще называет его Old Bean, типа старый... Как? Старый боб, ну, в смысле, слово бобы. Старина дружище. Окей. Старый горох, бля.
I'm exhausted and soaked to the bone.
Let's get you to bed.
We'll wait for the Fretlands. It's only courteous.
Всегда все это к вечкам сводит. Так, здесь больше ничего, да?
Betty would have fallen in love with this house. She adores the rustic.
You're the Betty
Rustic.
expert.
She once begged me to buy an entire set of pastoral dining room furniture for the house.
It's not like she's ever there.
Растик деревенский. Че, go next? Open. Бля.
Betty,
Have you gone screwy again, Teddy? That's not Betty.
Her
That's...
scarf. I'd know it anywhere.
It doesn't look like anything to me. It
She
just
bought it in
looks like...
Bloomingdale's the Christmas before last. When she came home that year, she showed it off, dancing around the sitting room until I got dizzy watching her.
I think you're misremembering. She couldn't make it home that year. Again.
No, you're wrong. I'm sure she was there.
Whatever. It's not like you pay any attention to me when Betty's around. I might just as well be a ghost.
Это ж... Как она называется, блядь? Шарф, блядь. Его Бетти.
Look, it is her scarf.
Угу.
It even smells like her perfume. Shalimar.
But what if that's not...
She's here. I'm finally going to find her.
That's great, Edward, really. I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up. I mean, where's everyone gone to?
Блядь,
Something's
что
not right, I'm telling you.
происходит, нахуй? У меня же эти уже...
Edward, what's wrong?
Lightheaded, that's all.
You're having another spell. You know what happens when you exert yourself.
Another spell? Как спел, блядь? Что, сука, сделали?
That's an
Обновление
order
в
from your
болело.
commander.
Yes. Fine.
What are you doing? Come sit down.
А ну-ка, have a spell. I have spell.
You'll feel better after a short rest. Come sit. Stop being so...
I just need to catch my breath. Just for a moment.
I want you to lie down. Lie down and close your eyes. It's been a strenuous day. What with the rowing and the dragging of the suitcase up the hill.
Well, what if the fret...
I'll keep an eye out. I promise. If they come home, I'll wake you. Now, lie down, close your eyes, breathe deeply.
I'm just going to...
Если она, блядь, пропадет, небось, блядь, чекайте, блядь. Я, говорит, по караулю, говорит, что, говорит, позову тебя, ебать, если кто-то бредит.
Elizabeth? Is that you? Betty?
Ебать, блядь.
Lissy? Lissy, are you here? Alice!
У меня что-то уже это... Шерсть уже, блядь, поднимается, блядь. На ногах, блядь. В спине, блядь. Да, в такие игрушки, конечно, только в VR играть мне. Блядь. Да ну нахуй.
Betty? Elizabeth? Wait!
Блядь. Я думал, это будет детектив, а не, блядь. Что это за хуйня, блядь, была? Куда эта пизда делась, блядь? Я же сказал, stick together, team, блядь. Висит на чердаке, блядь. Ну все, уезжаем нахуй. Где наша лодка, блядь? Мы, короче, никого не нашли.
Lissy, there's someone outside. It might be Betty. Are you here, Lissy?
Кто-то, блядь, снаружи.
Who's out there? Hello? Betty? Lissy? I'm not alone.
Что это такое, блядь? А, пиздец. Что это такое, блядь?
I can hear you! Who goes there? Wait!
Да ну нахуй, блядь. Короче, я же не люблю детективы, нахуй.
Someone there?
Ебать, ну куда, блядь, ствола нет, ничего нет, куда он идет, нахуй? Че на голову ебанутый. Даже ножа, блядь, нету, ебать. Че орёт? Hello? Hello? Somebody here? Было бы другое. Это коза.
Betty, is that you?
Конечно, это Бетти, ебать. Это Бетти, блядь. Это коза, что побежала. Преступность
Are
нет.
you there, Betty?
Yes, I am there.
Shit. Elizabeth, are you there?
Конечно, она там. Где еще вы ей быть, как не, блядь, хуй пойми, где-то соскользнув вниз. Там и быть ей. Блядь, ну это тоже тупая мандавуха пиздливая. Куда съебалась? Что это?
The boat, Edward! Where's our boat?
Lissy.
Так, Edward's unhappy with her wandering off on her own after dark.
Where did you go? Why did you leave me?
It stopped raining and you were sleeping, and our boat, it's gone.
The boat? What? How?
Maybe you didn't secure it properly.
I pulled it up. I don't know. I thought I tied it securely, but... Did you see Betty?
Did I see? What are you talking about?
I think... Betty? It was Betty. It was her. It must have been her. I saw her face in the window, and she vanished into the dark towards the sea. I really didn't see anyone.
I haven't seen a single soul. Are you sure it was her and
Yes.
not?
I mean, I saw her face and
Что?
it looked like her.
Well, if it was her,
Он
why
видел
did she run away?
лицо её?
I don't...
Я только козу видел.
It's getting dark. Back to the house. And tomorrow...
Tomorrow's another day, Teddy Bear. We'll figure it out. Right now, let's get you cleaned up. Look at you. You've got mud all over yourself. And then you really need to sleep. You must be exhausted. Come on.
Хуя ты... Вы это видели? Вот это она меня зауешила наш. Откину так, day 2. Ну чё, как вам? Кослячье ебало. Кослячье ебало будто было у нее, значит, ты детектив, тебе бросили резаться, я должен сам все понять дальше. Сильная женщина, да-да-да, сильно независимая. Еще у нее козлячья дырка, да? Под хвостом. Так, это, блядь, опять нету.
I will find you again.
Okay, let's find her again. Так. Я думаю, в VR-ке уже даже вот на этом моменте я бы уже, наверное, насрал бы в штаны нахуй. Хотя не, я ж не такой. Я ж не боюсь ничего. Мне бы даже не...
Come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Меня бы даже не испугали вот те двое вот в том окне. А где она? Он коза ходит. Что здесь, а? Ладно, пойдем эту заберем, пока она не сбежала. Пока, получается, у этого Гарри Поттера сестра коза, которую мы ищем. Или просто у нее еблань козачий. Ну такое, что ты не поймешь, что сестра коза.
I just about given up on you ever waking up. Sleep well?
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
How about you, Lissy dearest? Oh, you know me, old fruit, wide awake at first light.
The Fretlands didn't come home, did they?
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside from last night's Mistwalker.
I've been thinking about that.
Так, Dream.
What?
He's still confused about the events on the previous night. All was real and was imagined like shadow. He's still confused about what happened last night. Did he show only shadows?
You were about to say
No,
something.
shadow.
It's dark. Maybe I just saw a shadow.
Chasing a shadow. That's very unlike you, old boy. Usually you scurry off in the opposite direction.
I didn't get a good look. I'm not even sure there was anyone there.
Well, there must be someone here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe
Scary
they're
off.
peeking at us through the
Бежать
windows.
с стремглав.
I'll take a gander. The Fretlands will be home soon. And Betty's
A gander.
here. I know it. I feel it.
If you say so, teddy bear. Have you had your noodle juice yet?
I'm not rummaging through their cupboards.
You'll be a pill without your tea and toast, old bean. We need to get you sorted.
I'm not hungry. First point on the agenda. Find the natives.
A mission! Hot dog! I'll scout ahead. I'll meet you down by those houses.
Что?
Let's uncover your secrets, Grovik.
Что же сделать? Читать. Так, это Grovik Map, да? Так, тут хуй мы что прочитаем, да? А, не, read. Так, August 4, 1993, dear Mr. Harden. Кто такой Харден? I hope this letter find you... А, это то письмо, которое на столе было, вот. My husband Johan and I received a letter from July 9th. We would like to extend an invitation to visit our home this October. Do not worry about being an inconvenience, as we have only one child. Our daughter Ruth, are plenty of room for a visitor. We were troubled to hear of your sister Elizabeth disappearance. А, какая-то Элизабет, короче, исчезла. Короче, их пригласили к себе какие-то чувачки, походу, как я понял. Unfortunately, I have no news to share, nor do I believe she's landed in Gravik yet. I have made inquiries and shall send you another letter if there is word. I'm certain she's alright, however, and that she's simply been delayed on her journey. In regards to your travel, I am afraid there is no longer a ferry from all is soon to Gravik, so you will need to find your own transport across the fjord. When you arrive, you'll find our farm on top of the hill. There's a road from the landing and up past the general store. Our farmhouse won't be hard to see. It's the largest house in the village. Please write again when you're settled on your travel plans or received word of your sister. My husband and I very much look forward to seeing you here in October. Your faithfully, Anna Fredland. Подожди, блять. Фредланды написали каким-то Харденом. Типа, говорит, приезжайте к нам в октябре. Мы очень сожалеем о том, что исчезла ваша сестра Элизабет. Так это ж, получается, писала я вот этому чувачку, он, походу, Харден, не? Хотя он Бетти. Наверное, шатная она есть, на Элизабет и Бетти. Вот, она его, короче, позвали. Наша, короче, ферма на самом верху. Самый большой, короче, дом. Все, блядь. Окей. Все понятно. И все, да? Больше ничего нету. Так, press J to view journal. Угу. Hold jog. Легкая, трусцой пробежаться. Я встал на крафте. У кухонного верстака первого уровня буду отсутствовать 90 секунд.
Up here, Teddy. It's such a beautiful day. You could bottle and sell this air in Boston. It's frankly medicinal.
A cold fall. She's always climbing trees, rocks, and buildings, and it never fails to worry him. The sun is out, but he feels the chill. Cool.
It's chilly.
That's all you have to say? It's chilly?
You're not cold.
Why would I be?
I thought you were scouting ahead.
What do you think I'm doing? Vantage point, like on a pirate ship. I can probably see our house in Hanover from here.
Did you check those buildings?
Knocking on doors isn't a scout's job, old bean.
Press when Lizzie about to talk.
There must be someone around.
Only one way to find out, old sport. Did you check all the houses?
Че, чекать хаус здесь нужно?
Hello? Anyone here?
Why, hello, Mr. American. Please come in for a cup of tea and biscuits. No.
Who's there?
Так, for reader. Это что такое, блядь? Или что, или подожди, или for reader какой-то, блядь. Разговорный, вперед. Правильно ж, for rider. Не, мы обшариваем, стучим во все дома.
Hello? Anyone home?
Что так все темно, нахуй? Эй, у меня же соски уже стоят от таких, сука, шумов, блядь. Темно нахуй, как в жопе, блядь. Что это такое?
September 21st, 1923. Wie desperate. Lissy, found something here. Escalated from words to stones. Blood has been spilled. The curse haunts us all. There is no hope left in... Good Sforlata. Good. God. Right. In this God-forsaken place. The death of the... Jiminy. Death of the children was the end of Grovik. Whatever remained of our souls departed with them. You should see this, Lissy. The letter just trails off. Was never sent.
Короче, какая-то штука про то, что что-то польется кровь. И типа со смертью детей сгинет эта деревня, мол. Так, трейл... Так, trails of... Затихает. От шумов в игре стоят соски. Начало неплохое для отзывов в Steam. Так, Джей. Чё? Next не работает. Почему нету? Почему не могу взять? Whoa.
Did you see this door closing?
It was just the wind, teddy bear. You're as skittish as a pussycat. There's one more
Skittish?
house. Third time's the charm.
Skittish. Лишь норовистый или пугливый. Skittish. Так, не добавили, да? Не. Не добавили. Если не все в порядке. Ну да, она что-то необъезженная какая-то. Зато у нее не болит спина.
Anyone home?
Unless they're playing hide and go seek, I'd say that's a no. Three strikes, you're out.
I don't think anyone's been home for a while. Someone painted the word traitor on one of the doors. And there was a letter. It sounded foreboding.
Well, you were wrong. The villagers are not indoors.
Foreboding. Oh. Как там с одной N было? Foreboding? Ощущение надвигающейся беды. Foreboding. Дурное предчувствие. Так, Petty Explorer. Так, что у нас тут? Explorer. Так, если выберем Explorer, то что будет? He's only seen a small part of the village. he thinks there is still many places to visit, короче. Нужно дальше пойдем обследовать деревню. Betty. Elizabeth is the sole reason he's there. And he can't lose sight of that boat. The boat still bother him, like a fly buzzing in his ear. There is no good reason for it to simply vanish. Что его больше беспокоит? Дальше искать про Бетти, вспомнить. Я не знаю, что дают. Ничего, наверное, не дают.
I saw some sheds down by the water. There's the general store, the church.
In other words, time for some sightseeing? Well, it's a bright and beautiful day, and we have nothing better to do.
Так, все, точно
What
больше
are
не
you
видели.
doing?
Handstands, Teddy. My record is 2 minutes. I'm working on 3. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
База, ну типа бзззз. Жужжит. Да-да-да. Березки. Русские. Что они делают? Что делают русские березки в Норвегии? Алло, ты идешь? Или что? Или куда мне нахер жить? Подожди. Подожди, я сюда пришел. Не, я, по-моему, оттуда пришел. Она идет или что, или как?
Betty would have taken plenty of constitutionals here. She loves the outdoors.
How so? She's a city girl.
I'm sure she gets tired of Manhattan. And when she was little, she loved playing in the garden back in Hanover. Huh.
Так, куда нам идти? Сюда или наверх? Бля, я что-то прослушал, что он говорил, куда пойти.
You'd have thought someone would have seen us by now.
Even if they were all hiding indoors.
Блять. Так, вот это вот слева вверху, это моя локация показана, или мне туда нужно в смысле идти? Такая как метка. А, ну вот, да, Church. Что-то там выглядит Garden, Church. А, да, это моя текущая метка. Да-да, что-то Store, Garden, по-моему, Church, я говорю.
July 24th, memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
Так, commemoration. Торжественная церемония. Память о ком-то, короче. Вот. И я так понял, что говорится о том, что после обвала на шахте не было никаких мероприятий в церкви там. Ну вот. Майнштунд, вот походу оно и есть. Так, когда было 24 июля?
Lissy?
Over here, Teddy.
Ну да, ничего не было. Вот 24 июля и все. Почему он себе их не забирает? Оно не добавляется мне. Типа не важно, что тут у нас.
These graves. What happened?
It's a cemetery.
But look at the soil. These are recent burials.
Soil,
right.
Do you
почва.
think this is where everyone's gone? Are they all dead?
Так, perhaps.
How many graves are there?
Not enough, I guess. How many people lived here?
I'm not sure. Also, someone must have buried them.
There's that.
Soil, да, почва.
Something did happen. Several people died in a short period of time.
How? An accident? A mass murder? Spanish flu?
I wouldn't want to speculate until I've learned more.
I can speculate for the both of us.
Well, Betty's not here. I'm gonna keep looking.
What about the church?
Так, свежие могилы нескольких людей. Типа. Убийство, лихорадка. Без, я так понимаю, надписи, да? Да. Хотя не есть что-то. Да, непонятно.
Why would they board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
Lissy.
Or the goats from getting in? What does that say?
God is not here.
Типа. Я б уже, наверное, нахуй в плаве, блядь, уже всплыл бы в пизду лодку, нахуй. Так, здесь что-то слева, справа чисто.
What does that say?
God is not here.
Ну, я так понимаю, туда, короче, не пробраться. Кстати, какие-то странные слева и справа коридоры, которые не ведут никуда.
Well, so much for that. No wedding, no baptism, no funeral.
There must be people somewhere. Where are you going?
For constitutional. To breathe some of this salty sea air. You go on ahead. I'll find you.
Ну да, вид там неплохой, конечно. Так, мы были вон там. Потом есть вон там какие-то рядом дома. Вот эти мы чекнули, вот эти вот снизу еще остались. А, и вон еще. Что у меня там взлетает видеокарта, блядь, надо. Надо. Так, чё, го наверх? Так, здесь же я был, кроме, по-моему, вот этого вот домика. Я что-то не помню, что его. Я в этот, по-моему, не заходил, думаю, кстати, надо чекнуть. Был, да? А, это сарай, короче. Да, это сарай. Который никак... Так, вот слева еще дома есть. Так, здесь ничего, просто обход.
Where are you, Lissy?
Up at the church.
Так, здесь, я так понимаю, мы ничего даже не чекнем, да? Походу. Так, ну вот store. Значит, сейчас пойдем вниз. Тут все закрыто.
Lissy?
I'm up at the church, Teddy.
Так, значит, идем тогда налево. И наверх. Ну да. Тем более с таким еще ветром.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
Так, trespassing, нарушение, типа, сейчас, собственно, Edward isn't particularly enthused by the idea of climbing the fence and braving the path up the hill.
Hello?
Dangerous. Edward considers the rickety days and overgrown path.
It's not safe.
Oh, horse feathers! You may be the most boring man in this country. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear. I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
Подожди, так что мы это не пройдем, типа?
The weather's favorable today.
I did a little dance last night, appeasing the weather gods. Thor, in particular, was mightily impressed.
Was he?
Promised to back off with the thunder and lightning for a spell. And don't you know, he proposed to me.
Of
But I told
course.
him I'm not into gods. I prefer jazz musicians.
Так, я сказал, что опасно, типа, туда идти. Что, все, что ли, мы никак не откроемся? Или даже если я выбрал бы другое, потому что меня, ладно.
Lissy, are you here?
I'm right here.
Ну, цепочка же не перелазишь.
What if everyone turned into a pebble? And they can't speak, but they see and feel everything that happens to them.
There's something very wrong with your head.
Wouldn't that just be awful? Why, I'd be a murderer.
Пебл, блядь. Так, Пебл это галька. Типа, что если говорит? Она говорит, что если они превратились в камушки, все слышат, но не могут с нами говорить.
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found. Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains, where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope. Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know.
Так,
A castle up in the mountains, where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope.
так, overgrown. Заросшие, растущие без ухода.
I don't understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits that...
Okay, Edward.
Так. Тележка, блин.
Till Minna Om. It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hattestad, Niels Framberg, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article.
Так, accident. Tragic incident like this one, he knows, in a community so small would be felt by everyone. In Arne Fretland. The younger Fretland, Edward thinks, was the victim of his family's ambition. Так, вообще там монумент погибшим. Вот, это я, вот эти штуки я где-то не понимаю, это просто рассуждение его и все.
He was just 19.
How long had he been working in the mine? That's too young for a dirty job like digging into rock.
We're in the real world, Lissy. Most teeners don't have the luxury to idle away their days with games and witty repartee.
Ouch.
Witty repartee. Так, чувачку было 19 лет.
The newspaper said the accident forced the mine to shut down.
What does any of this have to do with us?
I still don't know why Elizabeth came here,
And you think it has something to do with this mine?
or with what it did to the village. Maybe.
Так. Так, так, так. Ничего, да? Так, а что у нас с этой стороны? Можно зайти, нет? Draw? Даже можно порисовать. Это что? Ты о чем-то, да? Блин, наверное, вживую они вообще классно смотрятся фьорды. Awful. А, ужасно, типа. Awful. Сейчас точно тебе скажу. Да, ужасно. Крайне ужасно. Awful, awfully. Awful. Ужасный тогда awful. И ничего, да? Так, вот эти треки. Terrible. Я думаю, это как одни из синонимы. Одни из синонимов. Terrible. По-моему, Terrible это больше как типа что-то к хоррору, а Awful больше как к такому чему-то мерзкому, по-моему, возможно. Но я могу ошибаться. Возможно, это просто синонимы. Так, ну я сомневаюсь, что от моего выбора здесь мы типа туда не пошли. А там хз. Давай даже Terrible переведем. Сейчас Terrible. 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 Ну тоже страшный. Awful. Так, awful. Ужасный, страшный. Просто я в основном Terrible слышу, знаешь, когда они что-то расскажут про какое-то там страшное событие, как правило, в хоррорах у них там все, о, Terrible, Terrible. Типа, знаешь, такое, типа, именно очкливо страшно. А Awful это, возможно, ужасный, страшный в плане красоты, возможно. Что-то типа ugly, возможно. Хотя, как вариант, подойдет и то, и то. Это надо... Это нам нужен чувак. Местный оттуда, что-то нам рассказал. И сейчас, видишь, что-то... Больше они ко мне не приходят. Тоже был один британец.
A boat! Teddy! A hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
Not without Betty.
Hot dog. Так, dog. Это неформальное дружеское обращение. Кореш. Кореш мужик. А hot dog. Что у нас? Горячий чувак. Что, блин? Наша лодка тоже малая, хочется вот так рот, типа сгнила. With some dismay. Что такое dismay? Dismay. Тревога, пугать, ужас, страх. With some dismay, Edward observes that the wood is rotten, and was years since this boat was seaworthy. Hole. Edward can help notice that gaping hole in the bow. Edward can help notice. Как-то понять. Как-то правильно перевести. Эдвард не мог помочь заметить. Типа. Ну, расширенную дыру, типа. А ну-ка. Help notice. Help notice. Справка уведомления, блядь. Давай can help notice. Может помочь заметить. Блядь, это что-то, походу, какой-то, блядь, поэтичный, блядь. About, это только лук и все. Бау. Лук, нос, смычок, арка. А, еще как арка. Как правильно перевести gaping hole? Это именно дырка, которая образовалась в результате чего-то, где есть какой-то промежуток. Gaping hole. Hole. Зияющая дыра. Открытая дыра. Ладно, блядь. Давай, зияющая дыра. The boat is unusable. Короче, лодка не хуха.
Besides, there's a hole in this boat. It'll sink before it gets 10 yards from shore. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
Short-sighted. Okay. Short-sighted. Близорукий. Близорукий, недальновидный, непредусмотрительный, недальновидная политика. Short-sighted. Типа коротко взглядывать. Сайт взгляд полностью. Так.
Lissy,
Yeah? How about we don't go back to Hanover and stay here instead?
and how would I survive?
Hunt? Harvest? Forage? People have survived.
Что такое? Покурю давай. Так, Frederick. Fredlands and Son. Orange milk.
Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph. Frederick and Simon Fretland. The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime novel, they'd be switching places at some point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Так, дайм. Так,
The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime novel, they'd be switching places at some point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Дайм новел. Дешевый бульварный роман, ага. Что там под фоткой в банках? Стриминг? Не, какой-то Тор Мелк. Я думаю, это Милк, наверное, на норвежском. Типа молоко. Молоко Тора, что ли? Хуй его знает. Так, Саймон Фретлайн.
Simon Fretland. Frederick's son.
And Johan's nephew. See, I'm getting the hang of this. Simon. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Так, еще раз. Саймон — это сын Фредрика. Фредрик — брат, блядь, Йохана. Саймон — это именно той сгоревшей...
And Johan's nephew.
На той
See, I'm getting the hang
сгоревшей
of this.
книжке в доме.
Simon. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Ruth's older cousin. So Ruth... Кто он там? Кузина, по-моему, баба была. Короче, они там кто там, брат и сестра или как там? А, ну да, это стреминг, да-да-да. Рогет Сильд. Селедка, наверное, Сильд.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder.
Короче, Apple sauce. Ну, типа, как это, знаешь, типа, как яблочный соус, блядь. Переводится как разговорный вздор, типа. Ебать, что происходит, нахуй?
Is that? Lizzie, come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm
I
not
know
sure.
my sister's hat, Lizzie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Нормально тут, блядь. Заспойлерил это. Так, тут закрыто же, правильно? Ворона все заспойлерила, ты видел как? Так. Так, а что, мы не будем открывать или что? Так, я что-то не понимаю. Погляди сюда, ну да.
I need to get inside. If Betty's in there.
Perhaps there's a back door. Or an open window.
Back door or an open window.
Here's an open window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Ah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
Such a sap. Что такое sap? Слаблять, истощать сок растений жизненный, наверное. Слабак, наверное, типа.
Tanty, world traveler, cat burglar.
A cat burglar would by definition enter a building on a higher
Jeez,
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty,
Edward,
I hope you weren't here when...
is this blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's all right then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child, and mortar, that's...
Child murderer. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
Фига, вот это кассовая парада.
It's been cut. Why?
To remove someone from the picture.
That's just rude.
It's from the opening of the mine in 1897. That's Frederick, Johan's brother.
And the boy could be the younger brother who died.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Кассу не полутаешь. Так, тут мужик увидели уже в домике. Вырвали одного из близнецов. Бинго! Видишь, пиво, реклама пива. Нативная.
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Calm down, old boy.
Damnation.
Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
All right. Okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Damnation. Церковная, вечные муки означает. Damnation. Так, ну пойдем, значит, в правую дверьку. Так, open.
Out of
Telegraph.
order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
Out of
S O S.
out of order. Сломать. Разбить. Нарушить. Разбитый.
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
Order some hot grub. Что такое grub? Grab. Grab личинка. Чё там? Горячая личинка? Горячая жратва. Означает еще как жратва на личинка. Grab личинка. Не будем читать так, так. Что такое, алло? Так, unsent mail. There must be at least 10 envelopes. He noticed, all of them stamped and addressed, but stuck in perpetual limbo. Окей, что такое perpetual? Бесконечный, пожизненный, вечный. Limbo. Пребывание в забвении. Типа. Навечно забыто, типа.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Угу. То есть, короче, примерно 2 месяца тут ничего не происходило. А вот, Till Simon from Roof. Ну, Fra Roof, наверное. Короче, брата сестрички, хуй пойми кому это.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
Так,
It's from
записки
Simon.
от Саймона.
Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key.
I put knuckle касса.
Casa. I don't know what that word means.
Это касса,
Put the
блин.
key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Конвинient удобный. То есть он знает, что такое експата, что-то там хуепата. Но не знает, что такое касса. Как такое может быть? Я-то максимум, бля, прочитал бы такой касса, блядь, и все.
Casa.
So that's what it means. Cash register. You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house.
Кэш.
The Vandals weren't here for the money.
I think money was the last thing on their minds.
Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Вот, Толян, что ты сказал там про... Про это тебе не Тарков, а? Тарков только, блядь, кэш, а здесь еще и ключи можно, прикинь, налутать. Так, здесь я все чеканул, чек. А что это такое, типа печка? Так, consent mail. Упс. Что-то пропустили.
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way? Why else keep a shit
А,
list
for
of
Redder, блядь,
undesirables?
это на их было на языке написано, это Traitors. Так, это лист нежелательных персон, трейтеров. А, вон, Йохан Фредер и Анна Фредерс, видишь? То есть он винил, небось, их в смерти того чувачка молодого, 19-летнего, который погиб. Правильно я понимаю? но здесь он, получается, что его и вырезал его. Этого Йохана справа.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
Breadcrumb. Хлебный мякиш. Строка навигации. Заглавие цепочка. Типа, короче, это... Зацепка. Так.
What's that?
Читаю.
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar.
Йох.
Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Так, подожди. Клэм. Что такое клэм? Короче. Там вы не поняли? Клэм — это молчун, скрытный моллюск, съедобный моллюск. Короче, один брат обвиняет другого брата, что тот убил... Что его сын убил дочь другого брата. Вот так вот. Убили, я так понимаю, дочь брата, который наверху живет. Потому что у этого, по-моему, сын был как раз Саймон, который здесь внизу живет. Что там связано с этим? Как она вышла? Через окно?
This way. I found it, Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Как туда залезть?
Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoops-a-daisy.
Что за Whoopsie Daisy?
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Окей, будем теперь выяснять, что произошло с этим. Так, flowers. The flowers he notices are all wilted. Wilt это как понять? Засохший? Will... Wilted. Завяли.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Че, итальянцы не похожи на этот, на... Пейнскрик тоже там шахта.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside? It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong on a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Так,
Can you
decapitate.
wait just 1
Decapitate,
minute so
отрубать
that I
голову.
can catch my...
Типа пин, да, брошка, типа, говорит, брошка очень старая. Возможно, еще, говорит, принадлежала викингам.
Same path, Betty?
Типа там 1000 лет,
Or am
может,
I
или...
just stumbling through darkness?
Так, где она?
Listen,
Hello.
Убийца, там был убийца кто-то, по-моему, поп, да?
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world. You're right. It is awfully chilly.
one
Oh,
second.
teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell?
Так, outcrop, это что такое у нас? Кроп это обрезать. Outcrop. Обнаженная порода. Выход на поверхность. Типа, наверное, имеется в виду камень этот, глыба. Так, he feels dizzy looking down his heart. does not favor heights.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to go, this would be the way to do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock.
Так, soar. Парить.
If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out there. Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you...
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
What about those fresh graves at the church? There were at least half a dozen of them. Did everyone just die?
They're not necessarily connected.
Come on. Ugh, this is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been?
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. It depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
Так, ghastly. Ужасный, мрачный.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my
Oh,
concern.
Betty, always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Так, date — это действие, типа. Потом живого. Короче, какой-то чувачок висит, ничего не знаю, вроде не похож на Фретландов, ни на его сыновей.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
А ну-ка,
What
как
are you
там?
doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
Noose.
I
Что
can't
noose?
reach that far.
Noose. Веревка, узел. канат. Развязать.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
You can.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Так, Morley, the simplest solution, he believes, is often the correct one.
Penny for your thoughts?
Excellent. When tragedy befalls them, Edward thinks people tend to look for a scapegoat.
Perhaps she
Scapegoat
fell by
это
accident.
козел
So you
отпущения.
don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck.
With a
I'll
quick
be up for a while.
кузнец.
Feel like talking.
Quick. Sudden pain in your neck or back. Это боль, походу, какая-то. Becoming stiff. Stiff. Негибкий такой. Короче, крик это зажатие мышцы, короче, в спине или в шее. Походу, когда, наверное, перележишь в неудобной позе. Так. Что у нас там нового? Нихуха. Угу, это та самая.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes. And it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much.
Это письмо от
Baby is
жены
due soon, and I wish
её
for
мужа
our
другого.
family to reunite before...
Брата мужа.
It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister. But I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Я не понял. Одна жена другого брата написала жене другого брата, типа, давай, говорит, мы как-то их, типа, помирим. Убедить их в том, что это было что-то несчастный случай, что такое-то на шахте, блядь. Что-то я... Хуя не понял, блядь. Когда же буду итальян-то все понимать, а? Чтоб вот ты вот так вот сидишь, смотришь, блядь, там... Слушаешь. Понимаешь, как на русском. А это, походу, сушеное, да? Ну да, походу. Засохшее мясо. Так, что-то было или не показалось? Мне, наверное, показалось.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there. In the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is.
That she is.
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Блять. Там она задолбала ходить перед мной. Слышишь, что я там сидел, я выхожу. Тут вперед меня кто-то опять проходит. Ля. Просто криповая сучка, блин.
Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died
There's
in
no such thing as a soul.
life force, ghost, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only ghosts are in our minds.
Says you.
Подожди, а какое было слово там?
Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls
linger.
can linger. Especially if they died
There's
in
no such thing as a soul.
life force, ghost, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only ghosts are in our minds.
Says you.
Linger, задерживаться. A life force. Life force. Жизненные силы или что? Жизненная сила, да, дух. Скорее всего, жизненная сила, скорее всего.
Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things. It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world fell apart. Ugh, I can't bear to think about it.
Что-то эта девчонка мелкого кто-то убил. Точнее, она упала якобы. Упала или кто-то ее убил.
The two brothers married twin sisters, Anna and Margaret Taylor. That's the Grovik Stave Church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams, ground to dust by misfortune.
Да, блин. А ты, Толян, как? Согласен с кем? С ней или с ним? Есть душа или нет души? Так, что вот этой? Подожди, она же лежала вон там. Попахивает какой-то херней.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann or Anna, if they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so. And we know the sisters were close.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
The mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all.
Hand to mouth. Как это понять? Жить, рука валять в рот. Live hand to mouth. Жить от зарплаты до зарплаты его. Прям прорашка, блядь.
Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves, before things took a turn.
Don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
Except this one's whole.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth. Because
of the mine. It all comes back to the mine.
Угу, то есть он его вырвал, этого чувачка справа, до убийства его дочери. То есть другой брат был на него в обиде до того, как его сын убил его племянницу, на чье, как, блядь, сказать, блядь, ебать, на чье отца, блядь, он был злой. Так, что за клиппинг, кстати? Что такое клиппинг? Клиппинг. Обрезка, газетная вырезка, обрезывание.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here.
Кевин, обрушиваться, обваливаться, проваливаться. Короче, что тут можно подытожить? Йохан выходит из бизнеса. Горнодобывающий продает свою долю, вкладывается в ферму, на которой мы сейчас находимся. В мае. В июле обваливается херня, погибает 3 человек, из них младший их брат 19 лет. В сентябре, короче, из горнодобывающего бизнеса выходят и зарубежные инвесторы. Соответственно, брат владелец шахты обижается на фермера. Но потом у фермера умирает дочь. падая со скалы, и фермер обвиняет своего горнодобывающего мужа, брата, а именно его сына, в убийстве.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Может, что-то было или... А ну-ка, если мы посмотрим, что так же будет.
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
У нас все просто. Была статья такая. Йохан по пьяни заробил всех работников шахт. Не, там просто этой заметки это то, что мы выяснили. Sleep.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Humming. Day 3. Так, пойду я за водичкой схожу, сейчас буду.
Alice?
Right up the stairs, Teddy. Teddy? Is that you?
Where are you?
I'm upstairs.
Lissy?
In the bedroom.
This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes.
Занавески просто так летают.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle, Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me.
Второй этаж. Реально, это второй этаж. Зашли в комнату этой Руф. Тут нарисованная церковь, поделенная коммунити на две части. Потом типа она что-то нашла в пещере или в шахте. Видишь, походу, какое-то золото, блин. Какая-то странная книга.
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the Black Seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester, but instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And... Your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you.
Так, Spirit, по-моему, как сгинуть. Сэкономить, избавить. Типа, короче, какая-то книга про какого-то Драугена, морского жителя. С человеческим телом, но вместо башки там водоросли, блядь. Что-то он там влезает в твои мечты, что-то там, если что-то, блядь. Ты, короче, либо ты, блядь, Спэр, я так понимаю, сгинешь, либо кто-то из твоих близких. Давай, Леха. Ты в баню, да? Да, ну и было, оказывается, странно это все. Есть подозрение, что это она всех тут забодала.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for.
Хотя... Казанитра настолько же, сколько лимона в чате. Блядь, я проебал, что он говорит. Повторно нельзя запустить. Что-то они тут, короче, срутся, походу, блядь. Как бы они не вместе там за сараем растыкаются. Ай, бля. Горшок, блядь. Что вот это такое? Какая-то табуретка, блядь. Она помогала залазить на подушку, на постель.
She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth?
She matters before to me the most. Так, bad. Bad, ничего у нас нет на bad. Так, ага. Picture. Look.
Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
Так, фигмент. Вымысел фигмент. Да, она, походу, нашла этот чемодан. Там, вот там было. Сзади висела херня. Пришел этот волосатый чувак. И навел свое проклятие. Вот так, походу, все и было.
What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. They belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a grave site. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Короче, здесь брошка такая же, как на той кукле. На месте ее смерти.
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
Church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
У меня
Wait,
опять же
isn't it
там,
more
блядь,
likely
6
to be
уже
the person
встает,
you
блядь.
saw the other night? We
I
should be
told
careful.
you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this.
Или что такое? Медведь держит свинью. Ха, прикольная картинка. Что такое, блядь? Что за хуйня? Что за... Типа заяц, но что-то голова у него что-то странное. А там сейчас что-то всего там куча. Не ходил бы ты в церковь, да я такого же мнения, Толян, но я боюсь. Игра нас не выпустит.
All these fresh graves. Do you think that maybe
No.
Betty...
I'd know.
But
You wouldn't understand. No one's touched these since yesterday. Regardless of how they got past the boards, there's someone in there.
who did this?
Someone who'd lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature, not God.
Can you peek through the boards? See anyone?
No,
Listen! The bell! They're still in there!
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that. What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
But there was no one here. You didn't see anyone, right?
No. No one.
Ghosts. I'm telling you, it's ghosts. So what happened to the Hunchback of Grovik?
They must be here still. There's only the one exit.
Maybe it was the wind.
A church bell's too heavy. It can't have been the wind. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was the wind. There's no one here.
I don't like that sound. Please stop. Stop it. Stop it.
Lissy, look. Betty's gloves.
Что
They
их
are
раздели?
definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
shit's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make sense.
Breadcrumbs. She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves, her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a lab.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill.
Ибо кто это, сука, блядь, пиздлявая? Припиздился со мной искать мою сестру, и ей не нравится то, что я постоянно о своей сестре пижу. Алло, блядь, там что-то лежит,
That
блядь.
bell still bothers me.
Didn't you say it was the wind?
I guess it could have been the wind.
Once you eliminate the impossible, etc., etc. Stop it. What happened here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged, and it didn't survive. The church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Vandals. They tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look.
Лифаны трусы.
We need to find all the pages.
Ага, потихоньку раздевается. Да.
How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know.
Так,
Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
2.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. Found another one. You get it.
What are you doing? We're in a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Where are you going? What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune. Tilly varandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly, but I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us.
Че, понимаешь, что про чем тут, Толян?
It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements.
Так, proceeded не могу найти. Proceeded. Предшествовать. Ну, типа, последняя проповедь, которая тут состояла, типа, говорилось о том, что там про curse, про проклятие, то, что это проклятие не Бог наслал, а вы, типа, сами его создали. Я так думаю, про обрушение, про смерть. Потом про... Сонный, блядь. Про прощение. Мол, вам нужно всем, типа, простить там друг друга. Про то, что они там разделились, то, что эти два брата, типа, разделили всю коммуну на два лагеря. И им, типа, нужно друг друга там простить. И вспомнить узы, которые их связывали. А вот и четвертое.
You found another one? Don't forget about this page.
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy, old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Of horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Betty, 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 will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying to cheer you up. The final dinner.
The Last Supper. Who taught you about the New Testament?
I pick up on things. Most folks aren't heathens, like you. Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Contradiction. Что такое contradiction? Отрицание.
I've never seen you read the Bible before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document.
Так, scripture. Как scripture перевести нам правильно? Списание, наверное, чем такое. Так, scripture. Да, священное писание.
For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes.
Что-то он тот, кто что-то разделил там, блядь, стену, что-то там. И, короче, тут я уже... Тут мои полномочия, все.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in the cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Here,
For Barenson.
Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead?
Короче, Саймона тоже похоронили.
It's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died.
Он
Probably
утонул
no
в
coincidence.
следующий день.
See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For a...
Traitor.
Да, Саймон is dead. Да, я тоже сейчас... Сейчас давай уже дочитаем что-то по этой книжке, да можно идти спать. Баннелсон.
Edward?
Course.
What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty,
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead. She can't be. I'd know. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me! Edward!
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you.
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister like
Or what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just... leave me be.
Fine.
Что, блядь?
Alice? Come back. Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I need you.
Ого. Нормально, блядь. Ну да, тут она исчезла, блядь. Короче, паренек ебанько приехал за своей ебанько сестрой, блядь. С непонятной, блядь, вымышленной подругой, блядь. Я только подумал, что это его голова. Да не, вроде. Так, что тут? Оно как, само сохраняется или что? Что-то оно делает, блядь? Ну, я понял. Так, тут все, да?
I was afraid you'd left me. Now listen to me. No!
Что за stay put? Stay put, собственно, неподвижно замереть. Блядь, очередной, короче, психушник, блядь.
Lissy. Hey. Lissy, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it. Everything's always about Betty. Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable. Lissy. Alice. No. No, no. What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please, listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't, please, don't, no. What? No! Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please, be all right. Please, don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child, we are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, never. Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
Шо? Когда конец? А, не. Че, наверное, все, наверное, пойдем спать. Да я уже прям, блядь, рублюсь, блядь.
Wake up, Edward.
Бать, одна ушла, другая пришла, блядь. Ебать, теперь мне какая-то курица какая-то, блядь.
Stop hiding.
Бать. Вот это его, блядь, накрыло нахуй к хуям собачьим. Давай, Таран, спокойной ночи.
This is Ripley.